I was sprawled on the couch in our cramped Brooklyn apartment, scrolling through my phone, when the door flew open without so much as a knock. There stood Trinity, my roommate's younger sister, her face flushed and eyes wild, clutching a crumpled letter in her hand. "Taylor, I can't keep this inside anymore. I'm in love with you," she blurted out, her voice cracking like thunder in the quiet room. The words hung in the air, sucking all the oxygen out of it. I froze, my heart pounding as if I'd been slapped awake from a dream. We'd known each other for years, Trinity visiting her brother Alex, our casual hangouts turning into late-night talks. But this was a grenade tossed into the fragile balance of my life. I sat up slowly, my mind racing. "Trinity, what are you talking about? You're straight. You've dated guys. And Alex, he's your brother, my best friend." But even as I said it, fragments of memories flashed. The way her gaze lingered a second too long, the subtle touches during movie nights, the jealousy I dismissed as sisterly protectiveness. Had I been blind or just too scared to see? Trinity stepped inside, closing the door behind her with a soft click that felt final. She was 24, 2 years younger than me, with that effortless beauty that turned heads, short black hair framing her sharp features, always dressed in something that screamed confidence, like today's red dress that hugged her curves just right. But now she looked vulnerable, exposed. "I know it's insane, Taylor. I've tried to fight it. Dated those guys to convince myself it was a phase. But it's not. It's you. It's always been you." My thoughts spiraled inward. How could this be happening? I was Taylor Thompson, the steady one, the graphic designer who played it safe. I'd grown up in a conservative suburb outside Chicago, where my parents preached traditional values, marriage, kids, the whole heteronormative package. Coming out as lesbian in college had been my first act of rebellion, but it came with scars. The awkward family dinners, the unspoken judgments. And now this, falling for my straight roommate's sister? It wasn't just risky, it was suicidal. I stood up, pacing the small living room. "Trinity, you don't understand. Alex would kill me. He's like family to me. We've shared this apartment for 3 years. And your parents? They're even more old school than mine." Her family was from a tight-knit Catholic community in Boston. I'd heard the stories from Alex about their views on alternative lifestyles. The thought of their reaction made my stomach churn. But Trinity wasn't backing down. She crossed the room, her eyes pleading. "I do understand. That's why I've been silent for so long. But last night at that party when I saw you with that girl laughing, touching her arm, it hit me. I can't pretend anymore. What if this is real? What if we're meant to be?" The party. Yeah, I'd flirted with someone. A harmless distraction from the growing tension I'd felt around Trinity. But now it felt like betrayal, even though nothing was official. My mind screamed warnings. This could destroy everything. Alex's trust, our friendship circle, maybe even my job if word got out in our small creative agency where gossip spread like wildfire. Yet deep down a spark ignited. I'd felt it too, the pull, the unspoken connection. Was I really going to ignore it? "Okay," I whispered, my voice barely audible. "Let's talk. But not here. Alex could come home any minute." We slipped out to a nearby coffee shop, the kind with mismatched chairs and overpriced lattes. As we sat in a corner booth, Trinity unfolded her story. She'd questioned her sexuality since high school, buried it under societal expectations. College boyfriends were her shield, but none filled the void. Then, visiting Alex more often, she'd seen me, confident, out living authentically. It awakened something. I listened, my heart aching for her. "Trinity, coming out isn't easy. The world isn't kind. Your family, they'll see it as a sin." I thought of my own parents' initial rejection, the months of silence before tentative acceptance. But hers? Could be worse. She reached across the table, her fingers brushing mine. "I know the risks. But hiding is killing me inside. And don't you feel it too?" Did I? God, yes. But admitting it meant crossing a line. "I do," I confessed, pulling my hand back. "But we have to be careful. Alex can't know yet." That afternoon stretched into evening as we talked, dissecting our fears. By the time we returned, Alex was home, oblivious, suggesting pizza. We played normal, but the air crackled with secrets. That night, alone in my room, I stared at the ceiling. What have I done? Encouraging her could lead to heartbreak. but turning away felt like denying my own truth. The next morning reality hit. Alex cornered me in the kitchen. "You and Trin seemed off yesterday. Everything okay?" His eyes so like Trinity's searched mine. I lied, hating myself. "Yeah, just girl talk." But guilt gnawed at me. Was this the start of deception? Or the beginning of something real? As days passed, Trinity and I stole moments, texts, quick meets in parks. Each one deepened the bond but amplified the dread. What if Alex found out? What price would we pay? One evening, Trinity showed up again, this time with resolve. "I want to tell him. Hiding feels wrong." Panic surged. "Not yet. Give it time." But her impatience mirrored my own turmoil. Inside I battled, protect the status quo or risk it all for love. The conflict escalated when my parents called, inviting me home for a family gathering. "Bring a friend," Mom said innocently. The irony burned. If only they knew. Trinity pushed. "Come with me to Boston this weekend. Meet my family as a friend first." It was tempting but dangerous. What if they suspect? She smiled sadly. "Then we face it together." I agreed against my better judgment. The drive was tense, filled with what-ifs. Arriving at her parents' colonial home, I felt like an intruder. Mr. and Mrs. Morales greeted us warmly, but their questions probed. "Any boyfriends, Trinity?" She deflected, but I saw the strain. That night, in the guest room, Trinity slipped in. "I can't do this alone," she whispered. We talked till dawn, our whispers a lifeline. But morning brought crisis. Alex called Trinity suspicious. "Why'd you bring Taylor home?" She hung up pale. "He knows something's up." My heart sank. The web of lies was tightening. Back in Brooklyn, confrontation loomed. Alex waited, arms crossed. "What's going on between you two?" Trinity froze. I stepped forward. "Alex, sit down. We need to talk." The revelation exploded. Alex's face twisted in shock, then anger. "My sister? You're my friend, Taylor. This is betrayal." He stormed out, leaving us in ruins. Trinity turned to me, tears streaming. Was it worth it? I held her, but doubt crept in. Had we just destroyed a family for our selfish desires? The aftermath was brutal. Alex moved out temporarily, crashing with friends. Calls from Trinity's parents flooded in, confused, then furious as rumors spread. "This isn't right." Her mother sobbed over the phone. "Think of your soul." I faced my own demons. At work, whispers started. Our agency was progressive, but personal drama spilled over. A client meeting went south when I couldn't focus, risking my promotion. Trinity wavered under pressure. "Maybe we should pause," she said one night, her voice hollow. But pausing felt like surrender. "No," I insisted. "We fight for this." Yet the societal weight crushed us. Friends divided, some supportive, others judgmental. "You're confusing her," one accused. Inside I questioned. Am I the villain here, pulling her into my world? A turning point came at a support group I dragged Trinity to. Hearing others' stories of rejection and resilience, she found strength. "I won't hide anymore," she declared. But strength came with cost. Her father disinvited her from family events. "Until you straighten out." The pun stung. My parents, upon hearing, offered lukewarm support. "We love you, but this seems complicated." Their hesitation reopened old wounds. As tensions peaked, Trinity faced a choice. Us or family reconciliation. "They want me to see a therapist to fix this." Rage boiled in me. "That's conversion nonsense. Don't go." She didn't, but the rift widened. Alex returned grudgingly. "I don't approve, but you're my sister." His words to me were colder. "You should have known better." In quiet moments I reflected. Love demands sacrifice, but how much? Was our happiness worth their pain? The fragile truce with Alex didn't last. A week later, he cornered me alone in the apartment. "Taylor, do you even realize what you've done? Trinity was fine before, dating, planning a future. Now she's alienated from everyone." His words cut deep, echoing my inner fears. Had I influenced her, or was this her truth emerging? I defended us. "She chose this, Alex. It's not about me corrupting her." But doubt lingered. In my mind, I replayed our first real kiss, stolen in a park after his blow-up, electric, affirming but shadowed by guilt. Was that moment worth the fallout? Trinity struggled most. At her job as a teacher, colleagues whispered about her lifestyle change. Parents complained, fearing influence on kids. "It's not fair," she vented to me. "I'm the same person, just honest now." Her pain fueled my resolve, but also my anger at a society that demanded conformity. We sought solace in each other, building a bubble amid chaos. Late nights we'd lie awake sharing dreams. "I want a life with you," she'd say. "Travel, maybe adopt someday." But reality intruded. Bills piled up with Alex's rent share gone temporarily. Emotional toll mounted. Then came the betrayal that shattered me. I discovered texts on Trinity's phone. From an ex-boyfriend, Jake. "Miss you. This phase will pass." Her replies. "Confused. Need time." My world tilted. "What is this?" I demanded, heartbreaking. Trinity broke down. He reached out. I didn't know how to respond. The pressure. Everyone saying it's wrong. It's messing with me. Her admission felt like a knife. Was she regretting us? Inside, turmoil raged. I'd risked everything only to be second-guessed. "If you're not sure, then what are we doing?" Tears flowed as we argued, voices rising. "I am sure. But the world isn't. My family's threats, disownment, eternal damnation. It's terrifying." I understood, having faced similar demons. But pain blinded me. "Fight harder then." She left in tears, slamming the door. Alone I confronted my choices. Had I pushed too fast? My own coming out had been gradual. Hers a whirlwind. Guilt mixed with resentment. Why couldn't she commit fully? The next day she returned with resolve. "I'm sorry. Jake means nothing. You're my future." We reconciled, but trust cracked. I watched her closely, paranoia creeping in. Societal pressures amplified. At a family wedding, my cousin's whispers followed us. "That's the one who turned Alex's sister." Relatives' stares burned. My aunt pulled me aside. "Is this moral? Think of the example you're setting." I snapped back. Love isn't immoral. But inwardly I questioned. In a world of judgment, was our relationship sustainable? Trinity's family escalated. Her mother arranged an intervention, inviting a priest. "This is a test from God," he intoned. Trinity stood firm. "No, this is who I am." She walked out, but the scene haunted her. What if they're right? What if I'm damning us both? Her doubt infected me. Nights became battles of reassurance. "We're not wrong," I'd say, but conviction wavered under constant assault. A pivotal moment. Alex mediated a family meeting. Tensions exploded. Her father yelled, "You're choosing sin over family." Trinity retorted, "You're forcing me to choose." I stayed silent, feeling like an outsider catalyst. Post-meeting, Trinity crumbled. "I can't lose them." Fear gripped me. Would she sacrifice us for peace? She didn't, but the cost was evident. Depression set in, she withdrew. I pushed for therapy, couples counseling. There we unpacked layers. Her internalized homophobia. My abandonment fears from past relationships. Progress was slow, but breakthroughs came. "I love you despite the storm," she affirmed. Yet, external forces persisted. Work drama peaked for me. A colleague outed our story in a meeting, framing it as distraction. My boss suggested time off. Handle your personal life. Humiliation burned. Was this the price of authenticity? Friends' loyalties shifted. Some ghosted. Others rallied. One, Sarah, confided, "You're brave, but it's tearing you apart." She was right. Sleepless nights I pondered. Is love worth self-destruction? Trinity faced a moral crossroads. Her school offered a promotion, but with strings. Tone down the personal stuff. Accept and conform, or refuse and risk career. She refused. I won't hide. Pride swelled in me, but worry too. Unemployment loomed. In quiet reflection she shared, "This choice defines me. But it hurts." Her strength inspired, yet highlighted our vulnerabilities. As high tension built, a shocking call came. Alex in a car accident. Minor, but it united us temporarily. At the hospital, her family tolerated me. "For Alex," her mother muttered. Post-recovery, Alex softened. "Seeing you two support me. Maybe I was wrong." A glimmer of hope. But hope was fragile. Trinity's ex, Jake, reappeared, offering normalcy. "Come back," he pleaded. She rejected him, but the encounter shook her. What if normal was easier? I exploded. Easier isn't better. Our biggest fight ensued, words like weapons. "You're wavering again," she shot back. "Because the world won't let me breathe." We separated for a night, each in agony. Was this the end? Reuniting, we vowed change. "No more hiding," she said. But deep down I feared the next blow. The drama intensified with community backlash. A local church petition against promoting homosexuality targeted Trinity's school. Protests formed. She became a symbol unwillingly. Media caught wind. A small article painted us as rebels. Support poured in online, but hate too. Threats arrived. "Stay away from kids." Terror gripped us. "Is this worth it?" Trinity whispered. My answer? "You are." But internally I cracked. What moral line had we crossed, dragging innocence into our fight? A defining choice. Trinity considered moving away, starting fresh. With or without family. Heart-wrenching. I supported, but feared losing her to isolation. As climax neared, betrayal struck again, from within our circle. Sarah, my supposed friend, leaked private messages to Trinity's family. "For your own good," she claimed later. The messages detailed our struggles, our intimacy, nothing explicit but enough to fuel outrage. Trinity's father called, furious. "This proves it's unnatural. End it now." Trinity confronted Sarah. "Why?" Sarah's response. "You're destroying lives. Alex told me everything." So Alex had confided in her, unwittingly arming the enemy. The revelation devastated. Trust evaporated. "Even friends betray us," Trinity lamented. Inside she battled. Forgive Alex or cut ties? I urged caution. He's family. But my own anger simmered. How many more hits could we take? The leak escalated conflicts. Trinity's mother showed up unannounced, begging, "Come home. We'll get help." The plea tore at Trinity. "Mom, this is help being true." But the emotional blackmail worked partially. Trinity doubted again. What if I'm selfish, hurting them for my happiness? Moral quandary consumed her. Nights of inner monologue. Is love justification for pain? Society says sacrifice for family. But what about self? I shared my turmoil. I've lost friends too. But denying us feels worse. We clung together, but cracks widened. Professional repercussions hit hard. Trinity lost her job. Budget cuts, they said, but timing suspicious. Unemployment deep in despair. This is the price, she said bitterly. I offered support, dipping into savings. But resentment brewed. Why must we pay so dearly for love others take for granted? A turning point. We attended a pride event, seeking community. Surrounded by acceptance, Trinity bloomed. This is possible. Strangers' stories mirrored ours, rejection, then triumph. Inspired, she confronted her family again. Accept me or lose me. Ultimatum hung heavy. Her father's response, silence then. We need time. A crack in the armor? But time brought more drama. Jake, persistent, spread rumors online. Trinity's confused, manipulated by Taylor. Social media exploded. Hate comments flooded. We fought back, posting our truth. Love isn't manipulation. Support grew, but so did vitriol. Anonymous calls threatened. Watch your back. Fear turned to paranoia. Is this life? I wondered. Inside, I questioned my role. Hero or instigator? Trinity's resolve hardened. We exposed the hypocrisy. She started a blog, anonymous at first, detailing struggles. It went viral in LGBT circles, drawing allies. But exposure invited danger. A coworker of mine, homophobic, confronted me. Keep your drama out. Tension at work peaked. I considered quitting. Alex, seeing the toll, intervened. I was wrong. You're good for her. His apology mended some wounds, but scars remained. With Alex's help, we approached Trinity's parents again. Dinner was tense. Explain, her father demanded. Trinity poured out her heart. This isn't a choice, it's me. Tears flowed. Her mother softened first. We don't understand, but we love you. Father resisted. Church says. But seeing her pain, he relented slightly. We'll try. Hope flickered, but realism tempered it. Acceptance wasn't instant. Post-dinner, Trinity reflected. One step forward. But the journey exhausted us. Deeper conflicts emerged. My own family, hearing details, withdrew support. Too much drama, Dad said. Isolation hit. In solitude, I pondered. Are we fighters or fools? Society's grindstone wore us down. Trinity faced an ethical dilemma. Her blog revealed family details. Too much? Readers praised honesty, but family felt exposed. She edited, but damage done. Father accused. Public humiliation? Guilt consumed her. Was I wrong? We debated. Truth versus privacy. Boundaries matter, I said. She agreed, but passion drove her. As narrative built, a major sacrifice loomed. To protect Trinity, I considered stepping back. Maybe space helps. She refused. That's giving in. Our bond strengthened through fire. But external forces plotted. Church friends pressured her parents. Shun her. The family wavered. Crisis peaked at a community meeting. Trinity spoke out. Love isn't sin. Booze mixed with applause. Afterward, assault. Verbal from protesters. We fled, shaken. In aftermath, Trinity declared. No more hiding. But trauma lingered. Recovery slow. Therapy helped unpack. Internalized shame, societal conditioning. Progress. Alex fully on board, advocating. Proud of you, sis. Family thawed gradually. Mother's calls increased, tentative. But victories bittersweet. Lost job forced Trinity to pivot. Starting LGBT advocacy work. Risky but fulfilling. I supported but worried. More exposure, more danger? Inner conflict. Encourage her fire or urge caution? She chose fire. This is my awakening. As story crested, a final betrayal threatened everything. It came from within. Alex, under pressure from old friends, slipped. At a bar, he defended us but admitted doubts. Sometimes I wonder if it's right. Word got back via recording. Trinity heard, devastated. Even you. Confrontation erupted. Alex apologized. I misspoke. I'm learning. But trust fractured again. How many times? She cried. Inside, she questioned alliances. Blood thicker than water or tainted by bias. I mediated, but my patience thinned. Everyone's human. Yet resentment grew. Why bear the burden alone? Societal mirror reflected harshly. News of similar stories, couples torn by family, amplified isolation. We're not unique, Trinity noted sadly. Moral debates intensified. Is forcing acceptance ethical? She pondered. Or should we live apart? I countered. Acceptance isn't force, it's education. But doubt seeded. Perhaps separation heals. Practical sacrifices mounted. With Trinity unemployed, I worked overtime, straining health. Worth it? I asked myself nightly. She noticed, guilty. I'm dragging you down. Reassurance. We're in this. But a job offer for her in California, away from toxicity, presented choice. Fresh start. Excitement mixed with fear. I hesitated. Leave everything? Roots in New York, job, friends, though frayed. Debate raged. Opportunity versus abandonment, she framed. Internally. Cling or let go. She accepted but invited me. Come with. Life-altering decision. My boss offered promotion, stay or go. Career versus love. I chose love, resigning. Together. But regret whispered, foolish? Packing, emotions surged. Goodbyes bittersweet. Alex hugged. I'll visit. Sorry for everything. Parents' farewell tense. Her father. Praying for you. Progress. Or condescension. Cross-country drive therapeutic. Talks deepen, dreams, fears. In LA, new beginning. Apartment small but ours. Jobs found, her in nonprofit, me freelancing. But past shadowed. Calls from home. Mother's health scare. Guilt. Should we return? Trinity flew back alone, testing resolve. There, family pressured. Stay. Change. She resisted, returning stronger. My life here. But the visit unearthed old wounds. They almost convinced me. Admission chilled me. Trust issues resurfaced. Still doubting. Argument flared. Reconciliation. No affirming choice. Community in LA embraced, Pride events, support groups. Trinity thrived, advocating louder. I adapted but homesickness hit. Miss the chaos, she teased. Deeper miss stability Prius. A moral test. Trinity's advocacy drew backlash, online trolls doxing. We fortified but fear constant. Price of visibility, she said. Internally I weighed hide or fight. Chose fight for her. As narrative wound awakening bloomed. Trinity. This pain forged me. But costs tallied. Lost relationships, careers rerouted, emotional scars. Final confrontation. Virtual with family. Accept fully or goodbye. Father conceded. We'll try harder. Mother's tears. Miss you. Hope renewed but cautious. In reflection. Was the journey just? Damage versus growth. Story closed with question but first resolution's edge. The betrayal from Alex's slip-up wasn't just a momentary lapse. It reopened every insecurity Trinity had buried. She spent days in silence, her mind a whirlwind of accusations. How could my own brother still harbor doubts after all we've been through? It felt like the ultimate rejection. A confirmation that blood ties couldn't fully embrace her truth. I watched her withdraw, her once vibrant energy dimmed, and it tore at me. Had our love become a cage for her regrets? I confronted Alex over video call. Your words matter, I said, voice steady despite the rage. He looked remorseful, eyes downcast. I was drunk, defensive. I don't mean it. But apologies couldn't erase the damage. Trinity forgave eventually, but with conditions. Prove it through actions. Actions followed slowly. Alex visited awkward at first but genuine. Seeing you happy changes things, he admitted. It was a small victory, but in the grand scheme, it highlighted the ongoing battle for acceptance. Societal pressures didn't vanish with the move. In LA, while more progressive microaggressions persisted, co-workers' curious questions, strangers' stares. Trinity's advocacy work exposed her to debates. You're pushing too hard, some said. Inside she grappled. Am I an activist or a target? One event stood out. A panel discussion where she shared our story. Applause mixed with hecklers. Family first. It shook her but empowered too. Voices like mine matter, she told me later. For me, freelancing brought freedom but instability. Late nights designing, I pondered. Sacrifice career for love, regret? No, but the what-ifs lingered. Trinity's health scare. Stress-induced panic attack. Forced pause. We need balance, I insisted. Therapy resumed, unpacking cumulative trauma. Breakthrough. Pain taught resilience, she reflected. Our bond deepened, intimacy emotional over physical. But moral dilemmas persisted. When her father fell ill, guilt surged. Go without me, I said. She did, facing family alone. There, olive branches, mother hugged. Proud of your strength. Father weaker. I was wrong. Tears mended partially. Returning, Trinity glowed. Closure. Yet full healing elusive. Scars reminded. Choices have consequences. As we built life, friends from past reconnected. Some apologetic, others lost forever. In quiet I asked. Was it all worth the damage inflicted? Settling into Ella brought a semblance of normalcy, but the undercurrents of our past drama never fully receded. Trinity threw herself into her advocacy role, organizing workshops for questioning youth, her passion a beacon. Yet, each success came with reminders of the costs. Late-night calls from distressed teens mirroring her own struggles, exhausting her emotionally. Inside, she confessed. Sometimes I wonder if I traded one prison for another. Freedom, but at what price? I nodded, sharing my own burdens. Freelance gigs paid bills, but the isolation gnawed. Missed the structure, I admitted. Our decisions had ripple effects. Financial strains led to arguments over budgets, testing our unity. We chose this, she'd remind, but doubt crept in like fog. A major test arrived when Trinity's blog caught national attention. An interview request from a major outlet. Share your journey. Excitement warred with fear. Exposure could help others, she said. But I worried. Or invite more hate. She went ahead, story airing. Response overwhelming, support letters but also death threats. We installed security, lives altered. This is the reality, she sighed. Internally, am I selfish for wanting safety over impact? Family dynamics evolved slowly. Video calls with parents became routine. Conversations tiptoeing around acceptance. We're praying, her mother said often, a double-edged comfort. Alex visited more, becoming an ally, even attending Pride with us. Growth, he called it. But betrayals lingered in memory, sharpening our caution. When a new friend questioned our past, Trinity shut down. Trust is earned now.
Moral reflections damenatit quiet evenings.
Did we do right by everyone? She'd ask. I'd ponder, forcing change hurt, but stagnation more? A climactic moment. Trinity faced a lawsuit from her old school, claiming defamation in her writings. Stress peaked. Fight or settle? Settle meant silence. Fight, exposure. We chose fight, crowdsourcing legal aid. Community rallied, turning tide. Victory sweet but exhausting. Worth it, she declared. Post-win, awakening fully bloomed. Pain birthed purpose. Our relationship stabilized, deeper for the trials. Yet society's lens remained. At a gala, whispers. The controversial couple. We ignored, but it stung. In final introspection, choices defined us: right, wrong, gray. As story concludes, one question lingers. Was sacrificing family bonds for personal truth ultimately the moral choice, or a selfish act disguised as courage? The lawsuit wasn't just a legal battle. It was a referendum on our lives. Days in court reliving traumas, Trinity on stand, voice steady. Truth isn't defamation. Opponents painted her as agitator, us as destroyers of tradition. Inside, she battled imposter syndrome. Am I hero or hypocrite? Support from unexpected quarters. Her mother testified remotely. My daughter's brave. Shift monumental. Win celebrated with tears. Validation, Trinity whispered. Post-victory, life normalized further. Promotion, stable home. But scars influenced. Cautious in relationships, selective in sharing. Alex's wedding invitation arrived, us as guests. Attendance healed old rifts. Father toasted. To family, evolving. Full circle but imperfect. Lingering judgments but tolerance grew. In end, our story triumphed through torment. Yet, the ethical core remains debatable. In pursuing authentic love against societal and familial opposition, did the ends justify the means, or did the collateral damage outweigh the personal gains?